Thank you. We've got a very full agenda today, so let's get started. This is the Tuesday evening, July 1st, Board of Commissioners meeting, and we commence with the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Riddell.
Here.
Commissioner Moore.
Here.
Commissioner Gallagher.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
Well,
you wanted to do something first.
no, on item 10. Oh, she's going to introduce? Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna do this now?
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. As counsel for the Board of Commissioners, we do have the opportunity to offer a lot of legal advice in the prosecutor's office. And today, we also have the opportunity to introduce the legal interns that have been with us this summer. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask them all to come up. I don't know if I'll have access to a microphone. Their names, just since I'm able to at least name them, are Anna, Lydia, John, Max, Gia, and Adam. So I'm gonna have them come on up and we'll get a real quick picture.
Oh, okay.
And know that you're on TV.
Do you want to send it? You want to send the picture?
Sure,
Oh,
absolutely.
Why not just get no?
You want just?
Yeah.
Oh,
For all of us. I'm good.
To be honest with you, I don't want it.
We're gonna support Lee. This is good for a favor to be named at a later date.
Our picture takers coming.
Come on the other side or here. I'll go on that.
You know, you should know.
I gotta know what I'm doing. Thank you very much. Ready?
Why aren't I up there?
They didn't want to bring you.
Thank you all for
Try to
taking
keep
time.
the age limit. This goes
Okay.
to show you there's more lawyers than there are commissioners.
that's because there's commissioners.
All right, under resolutions. Number 1, investments.
Move to approve?
Second?
Discussion.
Yes, I want to bring attention to the third item, line 3, the size of that interest payment. You know, reminding folks that while high interest rates are painful in some regards, they are a beneficiary in others, and they are helping us with this year's budget.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 2, appropriations.
Move to approve?
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 3, transfers.
Move to approve?
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 4, advances, repayments.
Move to approve?
Second?
Discussion.
I'd like to, I don't know if we're in the right pew or not, but we've got a sizable transfer to transit. And it's on the advanced transfers, line 3. And that is an advance that unfortunately, our grant is a little tardy, and we have some bills to pay. And I want to thank our management team for bringing it to our attention and getting it on the agenda today. That advance from the county to transit will allow us to pay our vendors timely, and hopefully the government money will come in shortly.
Got to pay our bills on time.
We're working on it.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 5, requisitions.
Page 2. Page 3. Move to approve pages 1 through 3.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Yes, I'd like to bring attention to the permanent replacement of the generator at Hidden Valley. Sanitary engineer, we've got some folks in the townships that pay a maintenance fee, and that maintenance fee pays for the update of their lines and stuff. There's some old arrangements that the county is still unfortunately in the management of, but this is one of those things, just want to let people know that their money is being collected and wisely spent to maintain their services.
Anything further? Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Number 6, travel.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 7, bills.
Page 2. Page 3 starts the special revenue funds. Page 4. And page 5.
Motion to approve pages 1 through 5.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye,
And we have no.
we have no
Okay.
today.
And I don't have any forms for public comment. Is there any old business? No. Under board business, number 9, approve and waive the reading of the county commissioners meeting minutes of June 6th, June 17th, there was 2, and June 20th, there was 2.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna move item number, is it 31?
33.
33, we're gonna, in the interest of justice and other meetings, we're gonna move item number 33 next to the agenda. Jacob?
Better to read it first.
Under the veterans, number 33, approve $17,025 from Lorain County Honor Fund for vets, post 162 Wellington for capital improvements to replace a furnace and hot water tanks, which will be paid from the other expenses account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners. Thanks for having us here. As you know, my name is Jacob Smith, Director of Lorain County Vets. This is Al, Commander of Post 162 in Wellington, Ohio. The Honor Fund was established a number of years ago by this board to help with post maintenance that they're having a hard time affording, memorials, and occasionally workforce development. We have in front of you today a request for the $17,025 for just that issue. Number of months ago, when was the flood?
It was May 12th.
May 12th, they experienced a flood in front of you. You'll have pictures of the damage that was caused. The Post has raised quite a bit of money to help repair and undo the damage, but you will see in the pictures in front of you how high the water got in that flood. And because of that, they need help with replacing their furnace and also their hot water tank. That is the purpose of the request today. Normally, we do a lot of the honor fund requests at one time. This is more of an emergency situation, so we decided to do a one-off and send this your way for consideration. Al, would you want to say anything?
No, it's just that, the building's old, you know, it was built, they actually have a picture of it when they put the horse and buggy in front of it. And with that, there's a lot of repairs. And we're picking up a lot of the other stuff, we're trying to put some different drainage lines and things like this. But the reason the cost is what it is also, we're trying to mount everything towards the ceiling in case we get 3 foot of water again, God say, we don't have this problem again. So that's one of the reasons where the cost is what it is. We're trying to raise everything off the ground.
Questions?
Yep, so this has already gone before your board, and they've already approved it, I take it, the honor fund?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is more, is this like a commercial water heater because it's
Yes.
the services? Okay.
That's what the fund's for.
Yeah.
And that's why we're encourage you, and on behalf of my board, ask you to vote yes today for this expenditure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Anything further? Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye,
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
thanks for coming in.
Thanks
Good
for
luck-
coming in, guys.
Good luck on your, good luck on your next meeting.
I think Jacob said it well. He's, veteran starts with V. They're always at the tail end of the agenda, so tonight you got to go first.
Yeah.
And how fitting, just before the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Number 10, increase the rate of the sales and use tax for the purpose of providing and supporting criminal administrative justice services in Lorain County for a continuing period and increase of the existing tax levy pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 5739.021 and 5741.021 by the rate of 1/4% increasing the currently existing tax levy pursuant to Revised Code 5739.021 and 5741.021 by the rate of 1/4% for Lorain County Sheriff's Office operations, with all revenue from such increase supporting criminal administrative justice services in Lorain County for Lorain County Sheriff's Office. The public hearings will be held Tuesday, July 22nd at 3:30 p.m. and Friday, July 25th at 9:30 a.m. to be placed on the November 5th, 2025 ballot and effective April 1st, 26.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion.
Lee, you want to take the lead?
Sure, I'll go ahead and mention, I know that the sales tax has previously been before the board. There had been a resolution that had been passed. There had been hearings that had taken place. Our office was asked to review the resolution that would ultimately have been passed today. And what we discovered when we took a close look at it is that there were a couple minor statutory sites that we thought were concerning. We wanted to make certain that the statutory sites were entirely accurate in case there was any concern with the Ohio Department of Taxation on the content of the resolution. In addition, we wanted to make sure that the resolution specifically referenced that the money would be going to the sheriff's office rather than law enforcement, out of a concern over the possibility that, understanding that this board is the way it's composed today, which is great, and our sheriff is currently who's elected, but we don't necessarily know whether or not that will continue on in the future. We don't know whether or not there will be opportunities possibly for any other office holder to try and interpret this resolution in a different manner, so we wanted to make certain that it was entirely the sheriff's office that would be the recipient of the funds. So it was our intention to make sure that the resolution was absolutely correct. We then advised our Board of Commissioners that we thought it would be necessary to reinstitute this process, have the hearings again, and then make sure that they were done appropriately. We think they were done appropriately the first time. We just wanted to make absolutely certain. There's no reason for us to be concerned that we're going to miss any kind of a deadline with regard to the passing of the resolution, so it should be able to go on the ballot. Does anybody have any questions?
There's nothing wrong with having more than enough public meetings, so.
Correct.
the
This is
fact-
more opportunities for people to see exactly what this board is doing and what the sheriff is doing. And I'm sure the sheriff will be very pleased to come back up and
Well, that's,
talk all about how,
And collect
Well-
a couple more bucks, too, while he's
well,
at it.
yeah,
well,
he'll probably expect somebody to say department, and then he'll charge more money.
well, I don't want them coming in here taking more of our dollars. What I'm looking at, though, is they took a lot of time and energy to prepare for the public hearings that we've already had.
Correct.
I recommended, I just talked to Victor about is there a way, would it be, I think it should be appropriate, that we can edit what he presented in the first two public hearings, and we have a regular public hearing, then cut to the screen and have them, instead of having them come up, and we have like 5 or 6 deputies that aren't on the road or they're not working.
Sure.
I mean, would that be appropriate?
I will look into that. I'll,
Okay.
I'll make sure that I get you a clear answer as soon as possible. I like that idea because I agree. I don't necessarily always want our office holders' attention to be at these meetings. I'm happy to
I
have them
mean-
talk to the public. I'm happy to talk to the
Well, he
public.
did 2 different types of presentations, which was nice.
Right.
And explained the budget, explained the need. And I thought maybe instead of having them all come back in, replay, why not spend, I think it was like 30-minute presentation.
Maybe something like that, 10,
Something like
15.
Yeah,
something.
maybe it was, even if it was 15, 20 minutes. And then I thought then we would replay that. We could have our discussion, public input, we could have the discussion, and play the video again where the sheriff and his chief deputy did an excellent job of explaining it.
Well, the
And
most important thing
And
is
then we come
to-
back afterwards and we go,
Mhm.
and then we have more public input at that point.
As long as the public knows what the increase is for and what the sheriff's money will be spent on, obviously, they're not gonna be including different information if they come
Well,
up here.
I still think you need, one deputy, somebody needs to be here, maybe the sheriff
Yes.
needs to be here, but
Yes.
I'm just saying,
Mhm.
you
Well,
know,
maybe
the
chief-
presentation he did was really, you know,
Give him another opportunity to say it again.
well, at least support what he's
Yeah.
done, and I think they're doing a good job out there, and I just don't wanna see 6 or 7 deputies out here doing the same thing we just did, so.
Oh, I want to thank you, Lee,
Yeah.
personally, and the prosecutor. We have a new staff at the prosecutor's office, great deal of new people. And while the original resolution and the hearings we held in general could have sufficed, they were not exactly what we were intending to do. And the commissioners were faced with trying to make sure that, what we're saying and what we're putting into print are completely 100% compatible. So we got the advice from Lee to redo the resolution, add another statute to it, and hold the public hearings. And we don't want to belabor the point, and we don't want to make it appear that it's more complicated than it is, but we want to make sure that when people read the advertisement for the meeting, that that's exactly what we're intending to do.
Correct?
Thank you. And thank you, Teresa.
Yes, thank you very much, Teresa.
You're welcome.
Yes, nice work.
Teresa's she's our accuracy hawk. And before we passed a resolution tonight, last week, she asked the prosecutor to double check everything. And that's when we discovered that we could improve on what we had done. So a team working together, that's how it goes.
Great
And
job.
it's been a pleasure.
No, the main thing is there's always gonna be a lawsuit, so we wanna make sure that it's as solid, and right now
That's
you
right.
feel very comfortable, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yep, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
You look at the statute 5 times in a row just to make absolutely
Yeah,
We're done complimenting you right
Yeah.
now.
yeah.
Well, I was waiting for Lee, so she was still talking, so, well, thank you.
Teresa, call the roll.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 11, adjust the salary of the various Elyria Municipal Court employees, which reflects the county's 2/5 share. Bailiff Michael Gebhardt will retire July 12th, and Bailiff Vaughn Sprinkle will begin July 13th at a biweekly rate of $1,124.64.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell,
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Number 12, approve the NOACA Code of Regulations revisions and NOACA Resolution 2025-024 regards to the board membership for Geauga County. Membership of 1 seat will be their county engineer.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion.
Yes, for those that are watching, yes, this involves Geauga County, but under the rules of NOACA, each member county must vote when there's a change to the charter. And Geauga seeks to, instead of having 3 commissioners on the board of NOACA, they seek to have two commissioners and the county engineer. And this is something that we understand. We do it ourselves. And number 2, we want to support Geauga in participating in NOACA as they see fit.
Well, I thought it was my understanding they weren't all on board with this.
Oh, they are.
All 3?
Yep. Well, they voted 2-1 to amend it.
That was my understanding.
Yes.
So,
And the way it works is there's 3 people on a board, 2 voted yes.
That's right.
yep. And,
Oddly enough, they're all of the same party.
well, just because we're the same party, we don't always get along, do we?
Speak for yourself.
So that's just some housekeeping for us as part of our membership to NOACA.
Anything further?
Nope.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
No.
Number 13, approve and enter in a service agreement with Midwest Presort Mailing Services, Inc., Cleveland, Ohio, to perform mail services for Lorain County. They will perform mail services for Administration Building, Justice Center, Historic Courthouse, and county will provide a 3-month postage account in the amount not to exceed $90,000 that will be replenished by monthly payments to allow for the continuous and timely distribution of mail, which will be paid from the office services account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Do you want to address this?
Absolutely, Commissioner. So for the past 6 months, our office has been working with the offices in, throughout Lorain County in an effort to shut down our centralized mailroom. The reason behind it, it does give us a little bit more efficiency on how we're using our staff. It will decrease the amount of money that we have to spend on operating our mailroom. And I think the process, after folks get used to it, change is a difficult thing anywhere, but I believe it is more difficult here at Lorain County than anywhere else in the world. So I've gotten a lot of support from a lot of great folks, and then you always have those ones that are just worried to death. They don't know what to do. So at the end of the day, today was the first day that our incoming mail was delivered by our mail carrier to our new CBU boxes, which folks that visit the building will see now that they're in the lobby. There's also CBU boxes over at the Justice Center. These boxes are similar to what you see now at in the community boxes when you go out like to a condo or the communities. Oh, new subdivisions. He's helping me out on this one. So that started today. On July 14th will be our first day to implement our outgoing mail, which will be handled by Midwest Presort Mailing Services. They currently have a contract with Lorain County, and they have currently picking up our mail. The only difference is they will be picking up our mail and then taking it to their facility, putting the postage on it, sorting it, and then taking it to the post office for us. So what we've been able to do is cancel our contract with Pitney Bowes. We've been leasing the mail machine for quite a number of years now. And that's going to save us a little bit of money, but we still get to keep our bulk mail service fee, so we got a reduced bulk mail rate. Also, Midwest Direct will be able to track all the mail coming from all the different departments and agencies so that then fiscal could issue invoices back to the departments to reimburse us for the expense of postage. As it stands today, only the special revenue funds have been reimbursing the general fund for postage. But as we move forward into next year's budget season, I think we need to look into providing at least a line item for those departments to reimburse the general fund for postage, just for record-keeping purposes. So, sounds like fun, right?
Yes, well,
Nice work.
Thank you.
this was discussed in the summer of '23. The first year that I was privileged to sit on this board, and I couldn't believe that we weren't delivering mail, letting the post office deliver the mail where it needed to go and pick it up and take it where it needed to go. And so this effectively takes us out of the middle of a lot of mail and a lot of liability for delays in delivery and so forth, so,
my one comment is I was surprised at the difference in the services that it's provided by the Postal Service. I mean, they were really particular. I mean, back in the olden days when I was working for, an attorney in a high-rise building, the mailman actually came up to the office and they handed you mail and they picked up your mail. Well, they don't want to do that anymore. That's too time-consuming for them. So that's why we have the box system. And that's apparently what the postmaster is implementing everywhere. So, and it was very difficult to communicate with the postmaster. But at the end of the day, we got it all done. So that's a fine thing.
That is fun. I'm just glad we're out of the mail business.
So am I.
There's a lot of people are gonna be upset because they enjoyed the outdoor walk,
Well, yeah, and I think
except in December.
they
and
also
January.
enjoyed the gossip that came along with
Oh,
it,
yeah.
you know, so.
Jeez, just people are gonna have to work, I guess.
Okay. Teresa, call the vote.
Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Community Development 14, award a contract to Joan Pleben at 1000 South Main Street, Amherst with C&J Noble Construction, Copley, Ohio, in the amount of $17,015.90 to receive grant assistance from Program Year 23 CHIP program, which includes a contingency for any unforeseen change orders for installing a new roof, gutters, and gutter guards. 5 bids were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications, and will be paid out of PY23 CHIP account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
I would like to say that very nice job, guys. You're getting the multiple bids in. I'm very impressed. Keep it up. Now the next step is we just got to get more contractors out of Lorain County. We're getting there. Doing a great job.
Anything further? Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
I'm gonna put these up first before I do them.
Is that the first one?
This is gonna be the second one,
Oh, okay.
number 15. Okay. Award a contract for Maya McFarland at 7484 Lake Avenue, Elyria Township to Gen Met Construction Lorain in the amount of $10,890 to receive grant assistance from Program Year 23 CHIP program, which includes a contingency for any unforeseen change orders to install a new furnace and air conditioning unit. 3 bids were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications, and will be paid from Program Year 23 CHIP account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Victor, could we put that one up, please? There'll be about 5 of those this afternoon.
Any further discussion? Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 16, or contract for Mary Malden at 419 Washington Circle, Overland, to R. Hammond Construction Graft in the amount of $4,730 to receive grant assistance from Program Year 23 CHIP program, which includes a contingency for any unforeseen change orders to install an entry door, storm door, and interior handrails. 2 bids were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications, and will be paid from the Program Year 23 CHIP account.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion.
$80 difference.
That's unbelievable.
Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
It only takes 2.
Yeah. Well, it keeps Marty from yelling at people.
Number 17, award contract for Gary and Justine Ferris at 413 Maple Avenue, Sheffield Lake, to Cunningham Construction, East Palestine, Ohio, in the amount of $15,950 to receive grant assistance for Program Year 23 CHIP program, which includes a contingency for any unforeseen change orders for a new gas furnace and air conditioning unit. 3 bids were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications, and will be paid from the Program Year 23 CHIP account.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Number 18, award contract for Russell and Angela Sands at 7306 Case Road, North Ridgeville, to Silverleaf Contracting, Canton, Ohio, in the amount of $16,428.50 to receive grant assistance from Program Year 23 CHIP program, which includes a contingency for any unforeseen change orders to replace a roof, install new gutters, downspouts, and adding gutter guards. 8 bids were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications, and will be paid from the account Program Year 23 CHIP.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye. I got a question. Can you pull that back up?
Mm-hmm.
This was number 18, right?
Yes. Is it not right?
Yeah, well, you got 14,935 What am I missing here?
It was awarded to Silverleaf.
Yeah, they're at 14.9 and this is 16.4.
Because it's contingency,
The contingency,
is included in that
Oh, the
16.
contingency. Okay,
included
there it
in the
is.
number.
Okay, I'm like.
which
okay,
includes a contingency, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is on that. Okay, there it is.
I might add, I don't particularly like that, but that's a long-standing habit, but
Is
it's
it?
almost like telling somebody, you can go this far over, it's okay.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. It's like, okay.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
There we go.
We already voted, I thought. Or did
No,
I?
Well,
you hadn't voted.
You hadn't
Oh,
voted, but I
well,
just wanna
okay.
make sure.
Thank you for caring, so.
Number 19, award contracts for Joseph and Jerry Wozniak at 4314 Knickerbocker Road, Sheffield Lake, to Silverleaf Contracting Canada in the amount of $8,085 for the CHIP project, and R.A. Hammond Construction Grafton in the amount of $19,140 for the Lead Safe Ohio project. Homeowner will receive grant assistance from Program Year 23 CHIP and Lead Safe Ohio programs, which includes contingencies. For any unforeseen change orders, Silverleaf will replace the home's roof, install new gutters, downspouts, add gutter guards, siding, soffits, and fascia. There were 8 bids received on this project. R. Hammond Construction will do the Lead Safe project in the amount of $19,140. There were 6 bids received. These bids were the most responsive, complying with specifications, and will be paid from the PY23 CHIP and LSO account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Dow?
Aye.
Number 20, award contract to Daniel and Karen Labella at 377 East 46th Street, Lorain, to Sussex Painting and Remodeling, Richmond Heights, Ohio, in the amount of $15,018.30 to receive grant assistance from Program Year 23 CHIP program, which includes a contingency for any unforeseen change orders to replace the home's roof, installing new gutters, downspouts, and add gutter guards. 8 bids were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications, and will be paid from the Program Year 23 CHIP account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Dow?
Aye.
Number 21 has been removed from the agenda. Under Job and Family Services, 22, authorized sub-grant agreement with JFS and Horizon Education Centers, North Olmsted, in the amount not to exceed $1,118,200, effective July 1st, 25 through December 31st of 25. This agreement will provide clothing, shoe, and jacket program for the TANF eligible households of Lorain County and will be paid from the TANF funds account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes. Chris, did you want to speak to this?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for
Good
having me.
afternoon.
Chris Cabot, Director, Job and Family Services. I'm going to actually speak to number 22, number 23, and number 24 since they're all similar. These 3 agreements are for clothing, jackets, and shoes for our children and families in need for the upcoming school year. In the past, we've utilized vendors that had very limited and prepackaged school clothes just based on size. So any child that received these had basically the same clothing, and this led to some of these children being stigmatized just based on what they were wearing to school. The main vendor selected to provide the clothing this year partners with a major retailer to fulfill orders, and the smaller vendors that will be read in a moment actually have shoppers that go out with the families. Our county appreciates and values diversity, so we also wanted to ensure that we selected vendors that represent these values. The 3 vendors selected met all the requirements as outlined in the RFP, and all 3 vendors have offices located in Lorain County. My staff and I also take time to physically meet many of the vendors and partners that we utilize, and this helps to ensure that we are financially responsible. Even though this is federal TANF money, there are many families and children with multiple needs, so we want to use these limited funds to positively impact as many people as we can. Last year, we were able to serve 2,813 children, and we look to at least serve that many this year. Thank you.
Anything further? Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
23, authorize sub-grant agreement with JFS and Tower Educational Consulting Group, Inc., Lorain, in the amount not to exceed $65,900, effective July 1st of 25 through December 31st of 25. This agreement will provide clothing, shoe, and jacket program for the TANF-eligible households of Lorain County, which will be paid from the TANF funds account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
24, authorized sub-grant agreement between JFS and El Centros, Lorain, in the amount not to exceed $65,900, effective July 1st, 25 through December 31st of 25. This agreement will provide clothing, shoe, and jacket program for TANF-eligible households of Lorain County and will be paid from the TANF funds account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes. Chris, now that we're on the third of three, could you elaborate a little bit on the difference in the amounts? The first one is for, $1,118,000, and the other two are, 65,000 and 65,900. Well, they're both 65,900. Can you explain the process that led to that?
Sure, Chris Cabot, Job and Family Services. The representation of the different amounts is what the bidders had submitted their proposals for, based on what they are capable of doing. Last year, I told you that we had 2,813 children that received the benefit of this, and I think roughly 2,650 of those were through Horizon itself. So Horizon does have the majority of it. We did have the option of utilizing one vendor if we wanted to for the full amount, but we wanted to ensure that we encourage some diversity and are attentive to our minority populations and Hispanic populations. So that's why we elected to award the other two vendors at the amount they asked for.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this, I'm sorry.
Whoop, you're not done yet.
When you came in, like, in regards to, because this is something we've dealt with over the years, and I like the fact that you're going out, and I know that was some of the discussions that we've had years ago. With the summer programs, right? Are you guys analyzing, like, how many children, where they're coming from? And isn't it like, you got 2,813. Don't we already have the list of names to contact, or do you guys go out and market and how do you identify the children that need the 2,813?
The organizations that we contract with manage all of the marketing and for that, and reach out to the school systems and things to identify the kids in need with our assistance. They manage all of the administrative portions of that.
Okay, so like for the summer program that we voted on earlier this year, do you get a breakdown at the end of the season on how the money was spent?
Yes, we do.
But let me ask you this, 'cause something kind of got me, I don't want to say bothered, but made me wonder. I was driving along on Route 2 going east, and there's billboards out promoting the summer school program. And I thought to myself, I thought we already knew the level and the people that they were targeting. So I didn't know if, are they able to spend all the money? Are they helping all the kids? Or why are they going out and marketing if we don't already have those lists of those children that are in need? I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure which billboard you're speaking of.
Oh, it's a colorful one in Sheffield there.
If it
You
was one of the
can't-
ones that we vend with, but.
Yeah. Does that something you,
There's
I just want to make
entities
sure.
outside of those that we contract with that provide summer programming that
Okay.
we might not be funding through TANF.
Oh, this
So
was,
they could
I
be
don't want to name the
recruiting their own-
company because they're out, but we do business with them. And that's why I wondered if when you get the money at the end of the season, you say, okay, how much money was spent?
Yeah.
Where was it spent? And I just want to make sure it should be going to the kids and not for marketing. If we've already identified the needs in the community that
Yes.
they serve.
I mean,
Does that make sense what I'm trying to,
yes,
okay.
and some of the TANF funding that they get might not cover all of the programming that they offer, is the first thing. The second thing is, we do have to realize that we do monitor it and we try to keep it at a minimum, but there are administrative costs that have to go with each one of these.
Yeah. Oh, no,
They
I
have
think
to pay for-
I think it's great. That
Right.
should be offering to all children. I get
Yeah.
that. I just wanted to make sure that, the money's being used specifically for what
Understood.
it's intended for.
And which is why a big endeavor that we are undertaking, that we're working on, and I've said this before, is to make sure that we're doing an evaluation of every dollar that we spend to make
Okay.
sure that we're getting what we said that we were contracting for.
Okay.
And holding people accountable to the deliverables in the contracts.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thanks.
Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
25, amendment resolution 24556, adopted September 10th of 24, authorized Lorain County Children and Family Council to provide case management and mentoring services for families in Lorain County using Canas funds. Amendment is to increase contract by $180,000 for the total contract not to exceed $550,000 and will be paid from the TANF account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Under Transit 26, approve and enter an agreement with River North Transit LLC, a wholly owned subsidiary of Via Transportation, Inc., in the amount not to exceed $2.2 million to extend microtransit services for 1 year within the cities of Elyria and Lorain. Transportation will run Monday through Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., effective July 15th of 25 through July 31st of 26, and this will be paid from the contractual purchase services and vehicle repair and maintenance accounts.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Oh, I think we're gonna talk a little
I
bit, aren't
think
we?
Karen's got it.
Karen's already, yeah, you're on the edge of your seat. Look at her.
Look at her. She's got that mic in her hand.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So,
Okay, well, let's talk about, okay, the fact is, we are still working with other agencies, other events, or not events, organizations. I know the city of Lorain has verbally committed, and they have actually they're going through the process now. I know the city of Elyria has committed money. But
Yes.
I was my understanding was that Mayor Bradley was still working with Mercy on our behalf, or are you working?
it would be Mayor Bradley.
So I
would
know
be
he's
working
working
with
with-
Mercy.
And is there anyone else that we're talking to?
Sure, we're talking with the Community Foundation.
Okay.
We're talking with the Ford Foundation. We're also going to be applying for a grant for workforce mobility through ODOT. I have a long list of foundations that, we're tracking when their grants are going to be open so that we can, put our applications through. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but
Well, a lot of things that are going on, like earlier today, we talked about an advance
sure,
for
yeah.
transit, and that's what these grants, sometimes we just don't get them
Right.
back in time. The
Right.
same when you're dealing with other municipalities, foundations, nonprofits. I think we've proven to the communities and these other communities, organizations, that we have a very successful public transportation system in Elyria and Lorain. Now, I've reached out to other communities, but they seem to be not as interested in joining. I'm starting to find out.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is the cost. And I think the more people that we get to participate, the lower our costs will be. I mean, that's just the way that it always works. And you'll also see there's another item on the agenda, item number 27, which talks about the Transportation Development Plan, and actually asking for VS help. We already have a consultant in place, RLS, who's helping us with this Transportation Development Plan, and this is going to give us our plan for the future and how we can grow microtransit and make our fixed routes more efficient and complementary to our microtransit services. And I think after that plan is put in place and laid out to the public and our communities, they'll see the benefit, they'll see how it works, and they'll see how their investment in transit is actually an investment in their community.
And how's the transition moving along with a change in management in our transit department?
A little slower than I anticipated, but Pam does retire at the end of the month. We did meet with a gentleman on Friday. Yeah, with Lake Tran. So we're gathering information. We do not yet have a proposal, but we're hoping to get that sometime in the next 30 to 60 days.
Yeah, but she'll be gone in 30.
We'll be working,
started
he's going
working
to
on
be
this 6 months
supporting
ago.
us. He's going to be supporting us
Okay.
and our staff, and also Neo Ride will be supporting us and our staff. And we've got ODOT and FTA reps.
And they seem to be happy with how we're moving forward, is from the last meeting I remember.
Yep. I think we're positioning ourselves for success.
Anything else? That's it.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Dell.
Aye.
27, approve and enter an agreement on behalf of Lorain County Transit with Via Mobility LLC in the amount not to exceed $48,000 to assist in the development of Transportation Development Plan. TDP addresses the needs of the public while allowing Lorain County Transit to sustain service and strategically expand its services. The plan will evaluate program operations and recommend realistic, fiscally responsible strategies to be implemented over the short term. This will be paid from the professional services account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes. I mean, Casey, we're paying this, should this be considered an advance, do you think, out of transit?
I'm sorry, what is it?
I said Casey.
Oh, sorry.
Do you think, because we're actually paying this out of our professional services account, and we do have grant money coming in regards to microtransit, I think in 26 and 27,
27.
yeah.
I don't have a copy of the resolution in front of me to see exactly what account number that's coming out of. I just have account professional services here, so.
I was just asking because, you know,
What number is that?
we get money to come back.
7.
27.
So what I know with the grant that we applied through NOACA for Lorain Microtransit Transportation Services is not a reimbursable grant.
Okay,
So those funds, when we receive them, we will pay directly for services provided for the city of Lorain,
well, how about we do get other grant money though from the state and the feds, so.
right? And we do have professional services funds that we could use.
Looks like this is coming out of, out of
It's
the
coming out of a
transit.
transit.
It's
Transit professional
Transit
services.
fund.
200, 6218.
Yeah,
So-
but
It's a
out of,
transit.
out of the transit fund though, not the general fund.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, so.
it's just that's gonna be a tight 12 months, I need, every dollar's gonna count, I think.
Every dollar's gonna
so,
count,
yeah.
no doubt.
Let me ask you this question under the agenda then. I mean, do you think moving forward, I know how we get our requisitions where we say what account number it comes from? Do you think it'd be helpful for us to have that on here? To add, so that I don't,
You,
Well, it's in the resolution.
it's in the big, yeah, which is what we're reading though.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just- I
Okay.
mean, unless we could just put GF in front of it or whatever.
Yeah,
We could
maybe.
work on something like that.
I'm happy to help
Okay.
with that. Work with Teresa to work on that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Since you're the one that has to approve that there's money in the budget,
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Moore,
Bye.
Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Dell.
aye.
Excuse me. 28, approve and enter an MOU on behalf of Lorain County Transit with NOACA, the Metropolitan Planning Organization. Agreement outlines the planning activities to be performed in conjunction with NOACA, Ohio Department of Transportation, and Lorain County Transit.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes, unfortunately, I attended the meeting that this was done for NOACA, but this is 9 pages that basically boils down to everybody must play nice in the sandbox together. And what's really disheartening is that we have to pass a resolution in support of NOACA's master plan in order for NOACA to proceed to get the funding to give to us. So, I think it goes without saying that we would support the plan if it's gonna help fund things in Lorain County. But we have to have this 9 pages that says we support the plan and we'll play nice. So I just wanted to bring it to people's attention that some of what we do is unfortunately driven by, government entities
Strings, yeah, strings attached.
with strings attached.
Whoop. Anything further? Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher,
Aye.
Commissioner Dell.
Aye.
29, Children's Services, authorize and rescind various personnel in Children's Services to utilize the agency's MasterCard for the year 2025, not to exceed 2,500, in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code and their permissible policy.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Dell,
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Under developmental disabilities, 30, approve an internal lease agreement with $1 annually with Murray Ridge Housing Corporation, Elyria, for 38588 Liberty Lane, Carlisle Township, to operate a community residential home for developmentally disabled adults, effective July 1st, 25 through June 30th, 2035.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Under the Sheriff, 31, enter an agreement on behalf of Lorain County Sheriff with Ohio Pharmacy Services, a division of Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, in the amount not to exceed $700,000. This is effective July 1st of 25 through June 30th of 27, and will be paid from the medical drug supplies account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is just another reminder to the citizens that the Lorain County Jail is one of the largest mental health and addiction services centers. And as such, these drugs are necessary. With kudos to the staff at the sheriff's office, that they have taken advantage of other opportunities to produce those same drugs at a lower cost than what we were prior doing.
Anything further? Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
32, approve and enter in a 3-year contract with Keefe Commissionary Network LLC, St. Louis, Missouri, for provision of common series services, Lorain County Jail. This is effective retroactive to May 1st of 25 and will expire May 1st of 2028 with automatic renewals and contains a 90-day cancellation clause.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
County Administrator?
One quick update, the tower at Northern Ohio Water was completed being installed today so that they stacked it. It is stacked at this point. That completes my report.
So what is our date for having the towers, and there's equipment that there's a little equipment building or whatever that goes with each one of the towers. When will that all be ready to rock?
The plan is to have it done in July, August. They bring the crews in to work on all the buildings and bring the buildings in, and to have the racks put in. They go up with the cables. We're still online to do all the testing in September, October. There don't seem to be any more glitches, but that's not to say that there might be more glitches. So everybody's anticipating that the system will be up and operating in October, end of October, as they test it all out with all the leaves on the trees. This is in 2025, not in 2026.
Now, are all 3 towers up and in the air?
No, we still have French Creek to do. They've got the steel on the ground. And I did ask the question this afternoon as to when they were going to move, but MCM did not have an answer, and I hadn't had the opportunity to call Motorola. My guess is that the stacking will continue because the 350-foot crane is pretty expensive to bring out, so they're going to move it to the next tower site, which would be French Creek. My guess is that will happen within the next few days. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just guessing that that's going to happen.
Wellington's done.
Oh, and Wellington is done. The stacking of Wellington is done. So they've got all the leases at all the towers at Grafton, which is Crown Communications, and the other one is at Grafton Prison. They've got the pad poured there. They have to put a bigger building down there, which is the one out the prison. So the last one to stack the steel, they call it stacking the steel. They hoist it up with cranes, but is French Creek. And we were on the phone this morning, Karen and I, Corey Timko, and First Energy, to see if we couldn't, to understand more just exactly the cost of the power going back to that site. Now that we have a better understanding, I can understand why the cost is not necessarily high to First Energy, but high to Marks as to how they're gonna bring it in underground and have to go to pull points, because they're gonna actually have pull, the cable back, the power cable back 3,000 feet to get to that tower back there.
Making great progress.
Painfully, but we're making progress.
Just commissioners will not meet on July 4th. Enjoy your holiday.
Yes.
Board correspondence.
Move to waive the reading of the board correspondence.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Is there any new business?
Well, 4th of July is Friday, and it'll be the 249th birthday for our country, and the Visitors Bureau is working on, for next year, as you already know, Teresa, that we do have a, what do you call it, a Sesco, no, it's the 250th anniversary
Of America.
of America that we're celebrating. And we put together a committee, and I know you did a great job on our bicentennial for our county, that this is gonna be a very large celebration. We're working with the state of Ohio. We're working with entertainment for next year, and looking forward to it. I actually still have hanging in my wall in my basement, the $2 bills that Jeff carries around, but, you know, in 1976, I made a bicentennial front, back, and all the bicentennial coins, and that was 50 years ago, which seems like it was only yesterday. So
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to still be alive for the next party.
Right?
So just give a heads up, there's gonna be a lot of celebrations coming up for the next 12 months, so kind of excited, so.
And happy 4th of July to all the residents.
Yeah.
Share a little humor. I was hearing a presentation from our Congressman, Bob Latta, and they were talking about the deadline in Washington. Everybody's been watching about the legislation that, and the budget that needs to head for approval by July 4th. One of the younger members of the Congress said to Congressman Latta, well, what happens if we don't get it done on July 4th? Are we gonna have to work on July 4th? He said, well, yeah, we're gonna work on July 4th. If we can't get it done, we're staying until we get it done. And he said, what, it's a holiday. He said, you do realize that 250 years ago, 30 men met in a room and created the Declaration of Independence, which is what we celebrate today. And in signing that document, they virtually put their head in a noose for the good of the country. And he says, I think we can work if we need to work on Friday. So just a little perspective on, it's a holiday today, but remember why it's a holiday.
That's right. And I have no public comment form, so.
No public comment, and our lack of further business, our meeting is adjourned. Happy 3-day weekend.
Here's my card, by the way.